Hi there, I'm Lukas Favale, broadcaster for this Syracuse Crunch. Back today with another edition of Reading with the Crunch. Today we continue our series of Brady Brady, and our latest edition is Brady Brady and the MVP by Mary Shaw and Chuck Temple. Let's begin Brady Brady and the MVP. Brady Brady was always the first ice hog player at the rink. He liked to get there early so he could high-five his teammates as they walked into the dressing room. The last and loudest ice hog to arrive was Kev. At first, the ice hogs were concerned when Kev showed up after everyone else all the time. They thought that maybe he didn't take his hockey or his team seriously. But each time Kev came bounding through the door with a smile as big as the North Pole, that it was just his way of letting everyone know he had arrived. There wasn't anyone prouder of being an ice hog. At practices, Kev drove the coach crazy, especially when he talked with his mouth guard. With a wave, Kev would holler, "Hey, Ouch!" each time he skated by the bench. Often, he would remind the coach that he didn't want to sweat too much during practice because he was saving his energy for games. This was when the coach would usually make him do an extra lap. Brady found it amazing that Kev could talk as much as he did and still manage to put his equipment on correctly. Well, except for the time he forgot to take his skate guards off and fell in a heap as soon as he touched the ice. Kev didn't miss a beat. He leapt to his feet and waved to the crowd to let them know that he was okay. At the start of each game, Kev would skate over to the ref, introduce himself, and chat a while. A few times, the ref would have to skate Kev over to his bench so that they could get the game started on time. When Kev finally took his spot on the bench, that's when the cheerleading began. Always standing, Kev would yell to his teammates, "Let's go, Ice Hogs! Skate hard! Nice pass! Great job!" He didn't just save the chit-chat for his teammates. His favorite thing to do was to race up the ice beside an opposing player to try and distract him. Pointing up to the seats, Kev would say, "Hey, isn't that your granny in the stands?" The player always looked up and always missed the pass. Just as Kev was the last to show up before a game, he was also the last to leave. He liked to chat about the game with each of his teammates, so when everyone had already left the dressing room, there he sat in full equipment. At night, as he lay in bed, Kev would think about hockey. Like his friend Brady, he would dream about racing up the ice, sparks flying from his skates, and scoring the winning goal. This is when he would wake up and realize it was only a dream. Kev never scored the winning goal. Kev never scored any goals. Nobody knew that this bothered Kev. He kept this secret to himself. One day after practice, the coach sat down next to Kev. With a proud smile on his face, he said to his players, "Kev, the coach from another team wants to know if you'd like to play for them. They need another center for their top line. I'd hate to lose you, but you'd be getting a ton of ice time. It's your decision, but they need to know by tomorrow." For the first time in his life, Kev was speechless. He sat alone in the dressing room to think. "Could I leave the Ice Hogs?" Kev said out loud, but no one was around to answer him. Again that night, Kev dreamt about racing up the ice, sparks flying from his skates, and scoring the winning goal. He was on the top line for his new team. He was one of the stars. This time, when he woke up, he realized it didn't have to be a dream. At the rink the next morning, the Ice Hogs waited for Kev to come bounding through the door, late as usual. They knew something was going on when it was the coach who walked through the door last, not Kev. Ice Hogs, we may have lost a player today. Kev has been asked to play for the Stars. As he headed toward the door, the coach, with a chuckle, said, "Make sure you don't pass him the puck." The Ice Hogs were stunned. They knew the dressing room wouldn't be the same without Kev. With his equipment slung over his shoulder, Kev walked slowly down the hallway toward the dressing rooms. He looked first at the Ice Hogs door and then at the Stars door. "I can't wait to score a huge goal," said Kev. And bounded through the Ice Hogs dressing room door. "I'm back," Kev announced, waving his Ice Hogs jersey in the air. Brady and the others cheered. "We've got the power. We've got the might. Kev likes to chatter, but he's always polite." Kev took his place beside the ref during warm-up, making sure everything was set to go. As he was escorted over to his bench, his cheering began. "Let's go, team! Play hard, have fun!" The Ice Hogs and the Stars battled hard, with the game ending in a tie. Kev played his best game ever, but it was Brady who was awarded the MVP, the most valuable player. The teams lined up to shake hands. When Kev got to the end of the line, he turned to shake hands with his teammates. Brady reached out and grabbed Kev's hands. "You played awesome," he said to his smiling friend. "Thanks, Brady Brady. I think I did too," Kev laughed. Brady's dad tucked him into bed that night. "Great game, son. Can I see your MVP puck?" "Nope. I gave it to Kev. I thought he deserved it more. After all, doesn't MVP stand for most vocal player?" Brady asked with a wink and rolled over to dream about hockey. The end. That's Brady Brady and the MVP.